Hi everyone, today I would like to talk about some of the inspirations behind my major arcana from my deck, the Tarot of Passing Showers. So this deck is available on makeplayingcards.com, but it's okay if you just want to sit here and look at some of the artwork that I will be showing you later. I got a lot of encouragement from online fans, from Sacred Space Japan, from Nobody Here, from Boy Diviner, Casper Boy Diviner, and many of the fans who I know. So I did this deck just to prove to myself that I have the capacity to understand the deck in my own way and to be able to churn a real product out. So here it is, and I hope that it will be an inspiration for all you viewers to not be afraid if you think you are not adequate enough to do a deck on your own, or maybe you feel that your art skills are not up to par. To me it doesn't matter. It is a personal journey, and yeah, so I don't want to make this a very long video, so probably it will be quite a short one. So I'll be showing you the Fool and the Magician. So viewers, I guess you all know what the Fool and the Magician means, but why do I put them both side to side? This character here, they're actually the same person, and I don't know about you, but I'm quite an imaginative kid, imaginative child, so I usually have a lot of ideas for original characters, and this is one of my oldest original character, and I just call him the Fool, Zero. So Zero, Fool, and sometimes I call him the Jester. They are the same, and if I show you this artwork, probably you may recognize it. So this is him. Oops. So yeah, this is him. This artwork should be done around 2009. So yeah, they are here. Yeah, I use the pronoun they for Zero because I see Zero as nothing. So Zero, the Fool, and the Magician. So in this aspect, because I really like the RWS depiction and I want to add some fierce creature, I don't want a cute cuddly dog, so I put in our Chinese, one of our, of course there are Asian influence for this creature, but for Chinese we know it as the Bishu. So I always think of Bishu as some kind of a dog. Of course it's not a dog, it's a monster. So, and for this, it's obvious this three-headed dog is Cerberus, the hellhound. I like him, so I'm going to put it here with Zero. And because I love snakes so much, I need to put them here. And it's a homage to the Thoth tradition. So now the High Priestess. This is a Inktober drawing. So as I talk about it in my first video about my deck, so Inktober is kind of like a month where we have prompts for every day. We try to draw every day using ink. Of course, other mediums are also acceptable. So this is one of the drawing from there, and I drew this inspired by Kyary Pamyu. I'm not very sure how to pronounce her name, but she's a pretty famous Japanese pop idol who is known for her very Harajuku style of her dressing. So I always remember her for that monster mouth makeup, which my high priestess have. But my high priestess is also an original character who is pretty old but not as old as Zero. So she won't look the same, but my original intent for her was to be some kind of a superhero who looks very different from what she looks like by day, so to speak. So I don't know whether I can fit this in. So this is her, and she's here. I love this kind of hairstyle because I'm a Sailor Moon fan, and somehow when I think of high priestess, I also think of cats. So there's this face it's an unintentional consequence of trying to think like I need to have cats inside. So, and I wanted to draw something in homage to one of my favorite songs, the Amaterasu system, the Fifth Force. So it's actually kind of like a independent, those indie artists, they write songs and they sing, but they are not very famous, very international. That song Amaterasu system talks about, from what I understand from the lyrics, it seems to pay homage to the Japan creation myth. So I put a character for darkness on her thigh also, which is some of the words that appear during the song itself. So this is Empress, and the Empress typically isn't one of my favorite cards. I would rank it just above Hierophant, which is my most hated card. So I try to be more rational in dealing with her design, and this three-legged crow is from one of my trips to Japan, to the Kumano Hongu Taisha, or one of the 3 shrines in Kumano area. And this three-legged crow is kind of like a family crest, and it appears on the shrine. And when I see it, I really love that crow, and I really want it to appear somewhere in my deck. So here it is, and I hope I did quite empressy, give her a motherly feel without being too feminine, very girly looking. I'm not quite a girly person, so that kind of image is something that I don't like. So this is Emperor. So Emperor is one of my favorite cards in the tarot, but not as high as what later I will show you. It's one of the higher what I like, but maybe not so much. I'll place it like maybe the 40th percentile, something like that. So I drew this. I was sketching this piece in a cafe. I think I told this story in my first video on this series. So when I was drawing this Emperor, I was looking at Dr. Martens boots. So I like the flowery variation, but it's not very practical for everyday wear, but I really like it. So I drew him having these boots with flowers on it, and you'll see that I drew a lot of flowers. I use a lot of flowers in my deck, probably because I love flowers a lot, and I think the idea of having masculinity, especially having a lot of flowers flowing down there, it feels very soft and beautiful, which I like. And to me, masculinity, divine masculinity, especially represented by the emperor, has been quite given a bad rap cause of our patriarchal society, but I will hope that this depiction softened that very martial image, and I drew him kind of like with the usual cross leg, but also with a crutch. Why was I talking about the story, rehashing the story on drawing a cafe? So I think that this card was drawn not right after, but after what happened in the cafe for the emperor. A little boy drew an astronaut for me and said that he likes an astronaut and he likes my drawing. So I didn't, as I said, I didn't like the Hierophant, so I was really racking my brain for a very a more neutral and not so judgy, very traditional image of the Hierophant. So I thought of what he drew for me, and probably it did find its way into this interpretation. So having a cracked helmet, I think I saw this idea on Instagram as well, but of course it was executed in a much more beautiful way, of a cracked astronaut looking out at space, but without the cracks in the helmet. So I thought that it would be nice to expose one face to show that this astronaut cannot fly anymore, but he has seen how space looks like and he wanted to share it to the world. Okay, so now lovers. So this is an Inktober piece as well, but this Inktober piece was much earlier than what I didn't even think that I would be doing a deck. So this is kind of like a choice made after. So the Inktober prompt was something like gory and bloody gala. So I thought of because I really want to attempt to draw someone with a day of the date makeup on, and so I thought that I wanted to attempt it in this, and it looks very sexy. I mean, I want it to look a bit, having a more sensual feel because of the lovers, but of course we know that it's not just about love. This card is not just about love, but also about choice. Yeah. And so this is Chariot. When I usually think of the Thoth chariot whereby he isn't moving, but there's a sense of movement, and I was also influenced by the Mahabharata, where I think of Krishna as the chariot himself and Arjuna as the person on the chariot. So probably that's why there's a more of an Indian Hindu influence here, the Om, but it's bleeding. Of course, to break out of whatever we feel is safe, we might be hurt somewhere. And I like this. I like to do this hand sign. I'm not sure if it's I know it's a mudra, but I do not know what does it help with, but I just like to do that nevertheless, so I put it here. And I like unicorns, and unicorns, although it's a solar creature, it feels a bit watery to me, so I put it here as well, as to represent the higher conscious, and the wild boar to represent the lower conscious, and how we steer these two together in the right direction. So this is adjustment, and this is also an Inktober piece, but this piece was done very quickly because I knew what I have to do. And this person here is also from a Japanese pop group, maybe pop rock. So this is Wakagi band. So he's here, but I won't point out. Maybe you can tell. So now is Hermit. So for Hermit, it's also quite we always have that lamp. So I knew that there has to be the lamp, but I also don't know how to deal with how this piece will be executed. So I start from thinking about Hermes, Mercury, who rules over Virgo, and is often represented by this card. And I remember of him, I always think of Hermes as a they, gender fluid. So this influence finds its way here, and yeah, I don't know whether this is a male or female, and it doesn't matter. The more important thing is the lamp and caduceus of Hermes. And next will be the Wheel of Fortune. So here you will see that there isn't anybody here, no people figure. There's only a deer, and deers have a place in my heart because maybe because firstly I like the goddess Artemis. The second thing is that I went to Yakushima and have a very moving experience with the wild deers there. So this fawn who was born maybe a few days old look at me when I wave at it, but I know I shouldn't be too sentimental because deers do get killed by humans when they encroach onto the humans' home, and it is really a problem. Wild deers are really a problem in Yakushima, but whatever it is, the inspiration for this piece comes from my tour guide who talks about in Yakushima, who talks about not picking out deer horns because sometimes the deer will find and eat it to regrow their horns for the next season. So to me, the Wheel of Fortune is a very neutral card, and there's ups and there's downs. It's just how we live our life. We live and we die. So live and die. And then I put Strength as 11. So this is actually the very first card that I drew, and it's a very fast. I drew it very fast, very quick. And when I finished it, I knew that this will become a deck. I drew this in my friend's house, and I will always remind her of that. The Hangman is my favorite card in the tarot, and this is also an Inktober piece, and so I wanted to pay tribute to one of my favorite anime series as well. So it's the Land of the Lashes, but in this case I drew a more mature main character, a tribute. So people who see it will notice the how familiar it looks. Yeah, but I love the way the figure is hung on the RWS, and so I pay tribute to that as well. Yeah, and because I love blue, so I put in more blue. and probably I will put this in a two-parter for the major arcana. So this will be the last one for the moment, and this is death. So I remember the Inktober prompt for this as being delegate decay, and I know that I want to draw somebody casing a skull. Yeah, so it's very quick for me to draw how this death looks like. And I was thinking of the Norse goddess Hel, and as a child I remember her being drawn as a she's not half skeletal, like one side as a woman, one side as a skeleton, but in that depiction she was drawn as like the top part being lady and the bottom part being skeleton legs, very skeletal, so I put it here. But I also wanted to draw how the scorpion rises up to become a phoenix, paying tribute to the astrological association. Yep. So thanks for watching. I will be putting up the rest of the major arcana in the next video. Thank you.